Morning. Today, I'm going to start dehydrating some vegetables for the project that I was working on yesterday with the ground beef. And I'm got a bag of carrots, some potatoes, and just because I don't want them to go bad, I've got 2 parsnips. What I'm really doing, I'm assembling a beef stew type of thing to take out, canoe camping, backwoods camping, just to take out on packing or something, something light. So I'm playing with a couple ideas in my head for assembly, and I'm just breaking down each thing in little stages. They're going to take a long time to dry, and I'm kind of getting a late start, so I feel a little rushed, but I know it's kind of weird, isn't it? We're ordered to stay at home. I'm laid off from work, and I am complaining about time. I've got all the time I could ever want, but somehow I still feel like I need more time. And it's a beautiful sunny day outside, so I'm anxious to at least get out and do some stuff in the yard. So I want to get this started. And like I said, it's going to take a long time to dry, so about 12 hours. So, sorry. The process mostly with root vegetables is you want to blanch them first for a few minutes. I'm going to do a steam blanching, so I've got a pot of water on the stove started up, and I don't really have all the proper equipment for that, so I've got a little colander that fits down inside the pot pretty well, and a Dutch oven lid, not a cast iron one, this one's from an aluminum Dutch oven, but anyhow, it's still fairly weighty to help trap some of that steam. So give me a couple minutes to get my vegetables prepped. I'm just going to get them, and I'm not using all of them, but I'm just going to get them peeled and sliced up into small enough pieces. All 3 of them. And then as the water gets heavily boiling and producing a lot of steam, then I'm going to blanch each individual batch, and I've got plenty of trays, so I'm going to dry them according to their variety. It'll be easier later on for sorting things back out. And so get back with you here in just a few minutes. Okay, just to show you real quick, here's what I came up with for just a blancher. It's an aluminum lid, looks like off of an old indoor Dutch oven or a chicken fryer, colander, and just a pot of water, which is just now starting to heat up. So that's what I'm using for a blancher, and I'm comparing notes between 3 books. The book that came with the dehydrator years back ago, the ball canning book. The newer one covers dehydrating, and Old Faithful Chef Glenn. So that's where I'm getting all my inspiration, is the combination of these 3. And okay, I'm going to start with my parsnips because that's the least amount of vegetables I have, but I got them all up. I tried to keep them in fairly even slice sizes, that way the drying time will be more uniformed, or as best as I can. And I'm going to go ahead and put them in my homemade little steamer blancher thing. In the Chef Glenn book, he talks about steam blanching carrot, and that's what I'm going by with the parsnips, for 8 minutes. The ball book says for 3 to 4, and the dehydrator's book just says they need to be blanched. Everybody was pretty much consistent about not blanching in water, because then you'll pull out most of the nutrients of the vegetable. So I am going to set these for about 6.5 minutes, kind of divide up the Chef Glenn and the ball canning book and just go with that. And in the meantime, I'll start prepping up my carrots and stuff. Alrighty, let's peek on these little guys here. There we go. Alright, so these are the parsnips. I guess if I was really concerned, I could really write down on the parchment paper in one little corner what each thing is going to be, but as long as I keep track of them, the potatoes, I'm going to use 4 of them, 1 for each little beef stew meal, so there'll be a lot more of the potatoes. Those would be the only ones I'd be concerned about getting mixed up in my head. So we're going to kind of lay these out in a nice little even section here. Where'd the Lord go? There he goes. Put them on there. And 125 for about 12 hours. Okay, and I've got four potatoes. I sorted through the bag until I found about the same size, because again, I'm using the ratio of 1 per meal that I'm making up. So they're all about, maybe, well, that one's a little bit small, but maybe just short of baseball size, maybe tennis ball size, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and get them peeled up, and to help keep them from turning black, I'm going to toss them in a bowl real quick with just a really light bit of lemon juice on there to help keep it from turning black, and then blanch them a little bit longer too, maybe an extra minute or so, just to ensure that they get blanched all the way through. It's just ugly to see a black potato, you know. So anyhow, I'll get back with you here in a second. Okay, so I get all my potatoes sliced up, and I'm just going to give them a little squirt with some lemon juice and toss that around. Probably plenty. Just to help keep them from blackening up. And then them two are going into the blancher. The book, okay, bear with me. I'm going to try to do this and not mess everything up real bad. Okay, so down here at the bottom, the book says potatoes blanch for 5 minutes or until translucent, which is going to help make it going black. I'm going to go with 6 because that's what I've been doing everything else on, so we'll see. Alright, good enough for right now. The potatoes actually made quite a bit, so I'm going to have to get a second tray up there for them, and another batch going. So that's really about it until everything dries. Periodically I'm going to rotate the trays around, and especially with the potatoes, because there's a little bit of starch on them, I'm going to, as they shrink up and stuff, I'm going to separate them so they don't really stick and clump together. That's really about it. 12 hours for everything, and yeah, they'll be done. So we'll get back with you like when everything is done. Morning. It's it's really going on a good 24 hours now since I dehydrated the vegetables from yesterday. I got everything turned off last night about 8:30, I guess it was, maybe as late as 9 o'clock, but I didn't do anything with it. It was all, I was camped out in my little backwoods camp back there, so we just had the dehydrator turned off, and I decided to wait till this morning to take care of the vegetables. So I want to show them to you. Let's see. These are the potatoes, and they are, I mean, as you can, they're pretty dry. So what I'm going to do is find the biggest one of these anyhow. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to put everything into different containers. Then I'm going to weigh them. Sorry, I had something else on my mind for a second. Then I'm going to weigh them, divide them into fours, because I am making 4 individual meals out of all these, and then package them up. So these here, like I said, are the potatoes. I would definitely say they're dried. They didn't turn black, so that's a good thing. They remind me, to describe them, they remind me of the freeze-dried dehydrated potatoes you get, you know, the au gratins and the other one with the sour cream milk sauce, scalloped potatoes. There is the potatoes. I know it doesn't really look like a lot, does it? But trust me, that was, you seen, that was 4 potatoes. Parsnips are next, and there's not many of them at all. So I'm just going to weigh these back out when they're done. But these are the parsnips. They are a little pliable, but they are definitely dry. Turn that around this way, yeah. Make that a little bit easier on myself. And like I said, my intent is to make a beef stew type of thing. I'm kind of winging it after I get all my ingredients processed. So the actual outcome of the beef stew will be as much a surprise to me as it would be to you guys. Yeah. Get out of there. Well, I guess he's just going to get fished out later. And the carrots, they shrivel up, curl up, and do all kinds of, they look like little flower petals right now. Things. I'm going to see if I can't get up close on there for you guys. I don't know how well you're seeing that, but they too are very dry. They'll all of these will reconstitute back to their pretty close to their original size, weight, shape, and stuff. They won't reconstitute 100%, but they'll come back up. Then depending on other little conditions and stuff, size, thickness and all that, it might take a couple hours for them to reconstitute. So my intent with the beef stew type of thing is to maybe get the vegetables reconstituting, say, at lunchtime, so I can have it for dinner. I'll explain more about that when I actually do the meal itself. So that's it. That's all my little veggies. I want to thank you for watching along on these two little videos for dehydrating the ground beef and for the vegetables. And the actual assembly of the meal, I don't, like I said, I'm just kind of winging that, but we will come back on a trail meal where we're actually eating it and stuff. And then I've got a few other dehydrated projects I want to share with you guys also. So I will probably wait till the next rainy set of days to start those, just break up some of my time. But again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.